Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Chat Paniters, for your help. I appreciate it. Hi, Craig Dixon, Amy One, Spirit Beyond the Stars, Jodin Johnson, Linda Sandoval, One Unconditional Love Tarot. I hope everyone is well. Elizabeth Martinez. Okay, today's Tuesday. Oh my God, already Christmas came and went. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I was here working and talking to family. I didn't go anywhere. I see more. Okay, I'm sure you guys have heard over the weekend, or maybe I'm not quite sure when the news hit. It was probably last Thursday or Friday. The Rona McDaniel got caught on audio with Trump pressing other people. Well, election officials and I don't feel it happened in one state. That's basically the first thing I want to say. I'm not quite sure if I said that last week when I was talking about the audio tape. The other thing is the audio recording, because they don't use tapes anymore. But I feel that Rona McDaniel situation is going to open a whole new can of worms, because over the weekend I was thinking about it, and also because of the way Trump is. I don't know how many of you have heard. This guy is losing his mind. The way he's screaming and carrying on about being prosecuted and all that. That's not going to help him. That's not going to change anything. But it feels like to me he's even angrier now, because not only people like McDaniels, but she is going to create, or, it feels like to me she already has given Jack Smith the names of other people involved in this whole January 6th situation. And it feels like to me, because I was confusing time for a while there, Trump is very concerned about that, because McDaniel is in deeper than we know, at least than is known at this point. These people are not supposed to be part. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize, as I have said, those of you who have been with me for a while, I've said a lot of people are going to prison. But except for people in the House, I'm talking about representatives, like the Matt Gaetz and company and Marjorie Taylor Greene. I did not go into the Republican, the RNC, Republican National, whatever they call themselves, until they mentioned McDaniels. We are going to find out at some point a whole new slew of people who are involved in that situation. And also, I don't want to simply, unless I had another way of proving what I am saying. I try to be careful with this, because you can accuse people of things and you mistaken. If they work with somebody who's involved in January 6th, you may think they are in it too, and they are not, or they don't know. Just like in the House of Representatives, I'm sure a lot of them, Liz Cheney knew, but there were other people who did not know. Liz Cheney did the right thing. She decided she was not going to participate. The reason why I'm being careful is because that can happen. People who share energy, and then you accuse them of something the office mate, for example, is taking part in. So I'm being very careful that I don't make that mistake. But after listening that audio recording story, it feels like to me more people at the RNC, the organization itself, were involved. And also Trump right now is this is adding more to his concerns, because it's more people who are aware of his activities and what he did that are going to be testifying against him. And by the way, I don't know how many of you have heard. I don't know what the source of this information is, but somebody from Axios, I was reading on Twitter that Jack Smith has a lot more information than we know. I mean, enough to bury Trump. And I've told you guys, the reason why I'm saying this is to confirm what I have been saying to all of you all along. But the main thing I'm saying today, do you guys remember I said there was going to be another rung of, another level of investigation? It feels like to me that level, people at the RNC are going to be involved as well. And people from the House, people who took part in the insurrection from the House, like that guy last week, the judge ordered that he's found, or he gives the investigators, the January 6 investigators, 1,200 or 1,300 messages that he had on his phone. A lot of those people are going to be they're going to get caught in the next phase of the investigation, it feels like to me. But a lot more people from the RNC are going to get caught. And somebody mentioned it over the weekend. And like I have said before, a lot of people are going to prison. If Rona McDaniel is not careful, she's going to find herself going to prison. That's my prediction. And it's not only going to be her, it feels like to me, meaning from the RNC. Because all those people, I don't know exactly how many, but as I am talking about her, I'm getting somewhere around 10 people from the RNC or people who work with her. There is something around about for 10 people, and that I'm not saying all 10 of them will go to prison, because I'm sure they know who they are. There were more people involved, but not all of them will receive prison terms. But after that audio recording story broke last week, and I'm going to have to take it back because I'm feeling that they've heard about that story coming out before. They were not surprised because they know what they've done, what they've been involved in. So this is going to be a lot worse than we think. And people from the RNC are going to go to prison as well. McDaniel, I can't say 100%, but there's a very good chance she's going to spend some time in a jail cell somewhere, among others. And for some reason, I feel like saying, the Trump friends, that guy in Florida, they were coordinating. It feels like to me there's a link between him and people at the RNC. So I don't know what the link is, but there is a way this guy is going to be implicated. That the guy who has a picture of Nixon on his back, that guy, I can never remember his name, but I'm sure you guys know who I am talking about. He's going to find himself, and Jack Smith, I'm looking to see if somebody posted the name. Rogers, thank you, Whitney Morehauser Rogers. Yes, he's going to find himself in Jack Smith's crosshair. Yeah. So expect more carnage. And you know something? Trump doesn't even care. The only thing he worries about is how much they have on him, postponing or try to postpone the trials. I don't feel he's going to be successful. Like someone wrote, I did not read it, I heard about it, I've not had a chance to get to it yet. But someone wrote an opinion, and he states that the Supreme Court justices, they are fully aware and they understand what Trump is trying to do. I feel it's true, and they are not gonna give Trump a pass. The only two people I feel, I was thinking about that this morning, I feel who are willing or open to discuss giving Trump a pass, but it's going to be difficult. It's Thomas and Alito. They have their own, I'm not quite sure, maybe the billionaires are in contact with Trump's billionaire friends. And like I said before, there is some pressure coming from those people too. But those are the only two I feel who are open to discussing, you know, how to give Trump a pass. But I don't think that's going to happen. Meaning, you know, saying he's immune, he cannot be prosecuted and all that kind of stuff. I feel they're gonna vote. The conservative side of the court, they will vote. They're not gonna vote with Trump. They're gonna say he was not immune. That's what it feels like to me. That's why I feel the Robert, the lady, and Kavanaugh are leaning, well, basically they're saying, the way I'm picking it up, they don't understand what Trump is talking about, what Trump is thinking, and his lawyers. That's the way I'm getting it. So I'll leave it the way I'm getting it. Somebody posted something here. Whitney Morehouse said, are the RNC now scared? A lot of people are terrified at the RNC because they took part. They were involved. So they are looking over their shoulders. That's the way I am getting this. And, you know, we've heard of the MAGA threats that, like the judges, I'm changing topic, sorry. I believe it's in Michigan, no, Arizona, where they basically booted Trump off the rolls, the primary, to remove his name. The people who are making those threats will be arrested and they will be prosecuted. That's my prediction. And I did not mention that last week because I forgot. But it feels like to me, I believe I've said this before, this sounds familiar. Our security services, they know who the type of people or the group of people who are behind the scenes, the MAGA people, who are calling and making threats. There are some crazies as well. But it feels like to me there are a group of them, they, you know, because of social media, they are in touch with one another. Okay? They keep, you know, amplifying each other's rhetorics, saying you should do this and, you know, we should do that. But it feels like to me, the authorities, the FBI, and other security people, intelligence people, national intelligence people are aware of who those guys are. I heard somebody on CNN saying it's going to be difficult to find who these people are. I don't think so. It didn't resonate with me at all. And I would be surprised within the next month. I'm getting one, I don't think it's a week. Oh, and plus, well, no, they don't. Those guys don't take holiday breaks. But within the next month, we should hear something about arrests being made. People who called those judges in Arizona, I believe, to threaten them and stuff like that, because the government wants to make sure. Because there is something I almost forgot to mention this. There is something very scary about what these people are trying to do. And yes, there's a link, okay, between those groups and people connected to Trump. In order for them to have their way, and that's why the government is taking this thing seriously, and they're going to set an example on them. Because if they successfully frighten the judges and other authorities, they are not going to be able to carry out their duties. The Trump people are going to be able to do anything that they want and get away with it. And that's what Trump wants. And that's part of the behind the scene. They're doing it. They're not saying it, like implied. You should do this. This is one way we can scare people into backing off if they are investigating Trump. If anything is going to happen to Trump in the court system, since that's basically the only branch of government right now that's holding Trump accountable, there is an effort behind the scenes among the MAGAs, and I'm not talking about regular foot soldiers, okay? There is a plan. They are hoping they can scare authorities into carrying out their duties. That's why I feel the Secret Service, the FBI, they are aware of those things, and they're going to make sure they put a stop to it. That's why I feel the FBI, and there's another entity. Oh yeah, I believe it's the state police in Arizona that are investigating. So, and also, I would not be surprised. They are not going only after the foot soldiers who are making the threats, the people above them. And I feel the FBI is aware of the hierarchy, the people behind the scenes, and the MAGA world. Do you guys remember once when Trump, the first time he was surrendering to New York, and I went and watched, and I was telling you, the people that were protesting, they had word that Trump left Mar-a-Lago and he was about to come up the street. As I am talking about these organizations, loose end organizations, but they have a hierarchy, somebody telling them what to do. That's what I am feeling. It's an organization similar to the grassroots, whatever it is Trump has, okay? They call people, they have connections. You may not think, you may see people protesting, you don't think there's a connection between them, the Trump campaign, and other people. Yes, the same thing it feels like to me with the MAGA that are calling those judges threatening their lives. That's what it feels like to me, because as I was talking about, trying to explain, as I'm getting it intuitively, the organization, and I'm being shown what I saw, because they said it in the loudspeaker, Trump is about to come down. That's how I'm like, oh, there is, there's something, some type of organization, something is going on here. And I'm shown the same picture to me, which means there's a hierarchy and the FBI is aware of it. I hope I explained that properly. Please let me know. Hi, D40. D40 says, hello, Milu. Thank you for all you do for us. All the greatest show. Absolutely honest. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support and everyone else. I appreciate it. But yes, Mildred HS, there are moles in every group. Exactly, well, that too. Mildred, thank you for posting this. You are right. And you know what I'm saying? I'm glad, happy you posted that, because this morning I was making breakfast, and what I was thinking about, the subjects we talk about today, and what came to mind is some of the rhetorics that Trump is, some of Trump's rhetorics, okay, is affecting people in his inner circle. And do you guys remember I said when he was in the White House, people from the White House were reporting to Congress and tell everybody what was going on? Trump, yes, his base wants to hear those rhetorics. Poisoning, immigrants are poisoning the American blood, all that kind of stuff. Some people in his base love it. And he wants to be a dictator. That phrase, it feels like to me, is sending a chill among some people and Trump inner circle. It's frightening a lot of people in Trump world. That's another prediction I wanted to make, and I almost forgot to mention it until Mildred H. said this. Yes, because these people understand, they know what Trump has done in the past. They know what he's capable of because they're around him. They have a very good understanding of his psychological predisposition and how he behaves. It feels like to me there is another dynamic behind the scenes that we are not aware of yet, that we are yet to find out. Yes, some people in Trump inner circle don't like the notion that they're going to have a dictatorship in this country. Remember, that's my prediction. Okay. Let's see. And somebody asked me something about Canada. They have people want to be Trumps in Canada. I feel like saying these people will not be in their position of power. Those elected officials will not be in their position of power for very long. And I feel intuitively that once Trump goes down, all those wannabes will go down as well. And I don't feel Trudeau or Trudeau's party or the Liberal people in Canada, I feel they will regain. I'm not saying Canada is going to go back to the same way it was, because I'm not sure about the politics over there. Because there is so much Trump to talk about here. I didn't have a chance to pay attention. Not that I forget, but it's so much I have not focused on that. But when I read that question, I did not. The thing is, there is no future. Okay, that's what I'm being shown. There is no future in the MAGA world. It's a fad. It's going to pass. And I feel the same thing in Canada. And Trump is going to give them the Liberal, I don't know how they call the parties over there, but the non-MAGAs in Canada, okay, Trump is giving them ammo, and I'm sure those people who are MAGAs in Canada are behaving like MAGAs. They behave just like Trump, and those Trump followers, they're going to lose. Like I said, my prediction is for Canada, it's a fad. They're going to lose. The so-called normal people who usually run for office will win their places back. They will at least eclipse the wannabe MAGAs. That's the best way I can put it. But I feel the Prime Minister right now, I feel he's going to stay in office. Let's see what happens. I'll take a look at it again because I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been watching. I know he's had some challenges, but I feel he's going to be fine. Let's see what happens. Running conditional exercise. Thank you, Milo, for sharing the message for Canada. I'm happy to hear this too. Yes, I think I know you over there, so yeah, you're welcome. Okay. And someone else asked me about South America. You know, there is South America is a bit challenging because of people like that guy in Venezuela, and they want to be dictators. That too is a cycle. Okay, like that guy who just got elected recently, he said he was going to ban a whole bunch of stuff, and my prediction was that his own eccentricity is going to do him in. Yeah, he's going to have problems. And in Venezuela, I don't feel the guy who's there now, I don't remember his name, who basically managed to become a dictator. I don't feel he's going to be in that or president of Venezuela for very long. Does anybody know his name? Can somebody please tell me his name? I can see his face, but I don't remember his name. But the cycle some other countries in South America is going through. Madero, thank you very much, Zoltritina. Thank you, artist. Yes, Madero. I don't feel Madero has long to stay in power. And like I said, South America is going through a cycle. I feel it's going to change. It's not going to happen overnight because it feels like to me, a lot of people in South America, for some reason, as I'm saying this, I'm seeing Che Guevara and Fidel Castro and these people. And the guy that he's still, I can't remember the name of that country, I'm sorry. But what I wanted to say is the next 5 years, there are going to be a lot of changes in South America as far as, because if you see how many people are leaving those countries, they are trying to escape. It's really bad. It feels like to me something is going to give, and the government, the corruption and all of that, the government are not going to remain like the way they are, dictators. It's going to be more democratic. That's the best way I can put it, because I'm looking for a way to explain this. It feels like to me it's going to be more democratic because I'm seeing many hands together, okay, working together with other countries to ameliorate the life of to ameliorate people's lives, okay? And as I am saying this, I'm being shown the climate change situation. I feel we're going to find ways, because that's as well has an impact on, farmers and all that, water, okay, among other things. I feel like saying there are going to be ways, I don't know right now, I can't tell you guys how it's going to happen, but I feel there are going to be ways or techniques, new things that can help those farmers. People continue to grow their food and encourage people to stay put as opposed to just cross some crazy jungle, put their lives at risk, and come here. So within the next 5 years, this cycle of dictatorship and all that is going to change. And it's not going to be easy, please don't get me wrong, okay? But over time, all those dictators will lose. Maderos of this world, I don't remember the name of the other guy. I can't remember his name right now. I don't even remember. I believe he's in Peru. I think it's Peru. 1 second. No, it's not Peru. The place where they used to have a lot of cocaine. In that place. Colombia. Okay. But I feel like saying those dictators or those people who think it's all about themselves, who want to convince you that communism is the way to go, but they just want to be dictators. I feel that cycle is ending. And people are going to realize it's together. They're going to have to help as opposed to somebody who's telling you communism and all that. They know it doesn't work. And just like in China right now, I mean, China is like, I was, over the weekend I was reading about someone who escaped China, okay? They have guards preventing people from leaving. It's like a big prison. And that's how I feel those countries, it's like a big prison and people are trying to escape, okay? But I feel it's coming to an end within the next 5 years or so, because I'm seeing people's hands, like in South America, trying to work together and help one another make progress. That's what it feels like to me. Does anybody know, if somebody tell me his name, I'll know. The person that was president of the dictator, let me see. I'm looking if somebody knows. Colombia. Does anybody know the name of the president of Colombia? Someone else asked me another question. Let me find, I forget what it was. Let me look. Oh yeah. Someone asked me, do you think FBI will arrest Putin for criminality in Ukraine? And also just curious about Kim Jong-un. Will he be troubled by FBI? Kim Jong-un doesn't care. His own people will take care of him. That's what I was saying in my 2024 prediction. I don't feel the FBI is going to have to search for Putin, is going to have to be involved with anything that has to do with Putin. And I'm going to stay with what I said over a year ago. I saw a group of guys walking Putin to some backyard in the Kremlin. That's what I feel Putin's fate is going to be. Kim Jong-un doesn't care. Kim Jong-un, his people will take care of him too. The person is asking me about the war in Israel. I don't feel the war in Israel, the intensity is gonna. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really bad. When you see these poor people, their homes and stuff like that, it's really bad. The thing is, I feel things are going to change. As far as the war, the intensity, Israel is going to change tactics, and it's going to be more targeted. I know I've been saying this from the beginning. I feel that's what's coming. Okay? I'm looking for questions. Whitney Morehouse says FBI focuses on domestic issues and Putin is international. Wait a minute. I think, yes, you're right. FBI is domestic. They've made arrests, and I don't know how it works. Michael Grant says, Pablo Escobar had a private prison. Will Danny have his own prison? No. They're going to send him to that prison that the gentleman that was Attorney General under Obama, there is I believe they call it Supermax. That's where they're going to send Trump. But yes, I don't see FBI involved in anything Putin. I don't even see the contact at all. I feel Putin, his own people are going to take care of him, the people around him. And in fact, it was in the news over the weekend that people around him are not very happy. He's very careful anyway, but it won't matter. When the time is right, it doesn't matter how careful somebody is. So, Gloria Bergen says, Milu, when in 2024 will the Ukraine war end? It feels like to me, by the end of 2024, I think a major change. It's not going to be as intense as it is today. And it is because once, like I said in my 2024 prediction, once Putin realizes that there is no there for him, Trump is not going to be reelected, he's going to start looking for a way out, because financially he's having a lot of, obviously his economy is in the tank, and his banker, the woman who's in charge of his equivalent of the Feds in this country, don't have good news for him according to reports. So, but I feel by the end of 2024, it's not going to be as intense. It's going to die. It's going to die out, and I feel there is going to be a deal made, the international community, because Putin cannot keep up. Well, I don't know how many of you heard what happened this morning. Ukraine targeted one of his best ships or something like that, or a ship that they use that I think it carries tank to the shore. It delivers tanks to somewhere in Crimea. They targeted that ship, and if they didn't sink it, they caused major damage. And Putin has been pulling back his navy, so he's suffering a lot of. He has suffered a lot of losses. He can't keep it up. So let's see what happens. But I feel by the end of 2024, around this time, that thing should cool off. It's probably happening before, but yeah, I don't feel it's going to last another, as intense as it is today. I don't feel it's going to last another year. And there's something else. And a soldier I heard was angry. He posted something, and I don't remember the platform. He said Putin and his friends are partying in Moscow. He's freezing in a foxhole, something like that. So, and lately I haven't heard very much about the battle line and Ukraine, but according to what I am reading, it's not going well. Russians are dying like crazy. I mean, Ukrainians as well. But you would expect Russia to have an upper hand. It's not the case. That's what and that the reason why I'm saying this is to show you guys how this is playing within Putin's rank, and the people around him are not happy, and Russians in general, they're not happy. They don't want to go to war anyway, so that's a problem. Okay, I think this is it. Let's see if there are any more questions. Oh, thank you, Cheryl 522, for that. Ivan, Duque Marquez is the president of Colombia. There was somebody before him. I'll tell you guys who I am talking about tomorrow. He's a dark-haired guy. He's not very big. He's probably about barely 5'8", 5'9". He's I believe he was president in the I thought he was back as president again. I will look for his name and I will let you guys know tomorrow who I was talking about. In the 1990s, he was, a dictator and one of the biggest, most well-known dictators in South America. I can't remember his name right now. But yes. But that's not the person I was thinking about, Gerald 522. But thank you for posting it. Like I said, it's so difficult to keep track of all those guys. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, feel free to call me. If you would like to talk to me this afternoon or tomorrow, call me or text me. Ortega, thank you, Lynette Stewart. Yes, Manuel Ortega. That's the person I could remember. Thank you. If anyone would like a reading from me later today or tomorrow, I have some slots open. Feel free to call me at my YouTube number, or you can click on the link for my website below the video, psychicmilu.com. We can negotiate a time that's good for both of us to talk. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Yes, Manuel Ortega. Thank you, Lynette Stewart. Oh, in the 1990s. Yeah. Was Ortega, where was Ortega president again? Am I wrong? I said Colombia. Was that he was in Colombia, right? I'm going to go. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay, everyone. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Oh, yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye.